Many people assume that walking more is the best way to stay healthy after 70, but doctors are now cautioning against relying on it too much. While walking is an excellent way to stay active, making it your only form of exercise could actually speed up the aging process rather than slow it down. The reality is that as you get older, your body requires more than just walking to maintain strength, balance, and joint health. Overdependence on walking, without incorporating other essential types of movement, can contribute to muscle loss, joint stress, and even an increased risk of falling. That's why experts now recommend shifting focus from excessive walking to 5 other key areas of fitness that are far more effective in preserving strength, energy, and independence as you age. These 5 strategies can enhance mobility, protect bone health, and even extend your lifespan. In this video, we'll explore each of these crucial areas so you can make the necessary adjustments to your routine. Stick around until the end, as the final tip is something most people overlook, but it plays a vital role in longevity. Before we dive in, make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications so you never miss an update. And if you find this information helpful, let me know in the comments by typing 1. If not, type 0 so I can improve future content for you. Now let's get started. Number 1. Strength training to preserve muscle mass. While walking is excellent for staying active, relying on it alone can lead to muscle loss, particularly after 70. Sarcopenia, or the gradual decline in muscle mass, is one of the biggest threats to maintaining independence as you age. The issue is that walking primarily works the lower body, but it doesn't provide the resistance needed to keep muscles strong. That's why doctors now emphasize that strength training should be a top priority for older adults. It helps counteract muscle deterioration, improves balance, and reduces the risk of injuries and falls. A good measure of muscle strength is whether you can carry a heavy grocery bag without strain, stand up from a chair without using your hands, or open a tight jar with ease. If these tasks have become more difficult, it's likely due to muscle weakening, something that happens gradually, often without people realizing it. The key is that if you don't actively work to maintain your strength, you will lose it. Take Robert, for example. At 74, he believed daily walks were enough to keep him healthy. But one day he struggled to lift a box that once felt light, and he noticed getting up from the couch was harder than before. Initially, he assumed it was just aging, but his doctor explained that muscle loss accelerates when muscles aren't actively challenged. That's when Robert started incorporating simple strength exercises into his routine: resistance bands, bodyweight squats, and light dumbbell movements. Within months, he felt noticeably stronger, more stable, and more energetic. Strength training doesn't mean lifting heavy weights at the gym. It can be as simple as doing bodyweight exercises like squats, using resistance bands, or even lifting household items. The key is progressive resistance, gradually increasing the challenge to keep muscles engaged. Beyond just improving strength, studies show that maintaining muscle mass is linked to a longer lifespan, better mobility, and even enhanced brain function. If you're unsure about your current strength, try this quick test. Sit in a chair and stand up without using your hands. If you can do it easily, your muscle strength is in good shape. If it's challenging, it's time to start rebuilding your strength. And the good news is, it's never too late. Strength training can reverse muscle loss, improve balance, and keep you independent for years to come. So if you're relying solely on walking for exercise, consider this a wake-up call. Muscle is key to longevity, and after 70, it's one of the most important things you can protect. If you're finding this information helpful, comment 1 below to let us know you're here. Number 2, balance and stability. Exercises to prevent falls. Walking is great for keeping you moving, but it doesn't necessarily improve balance. And that's something most people don't realize until they experience a fall. After 70, preventing falls is one of the most critical aspects of staying healthy and independent. Falls are a leading cause of serious injury in older adults, and many don't happen due to weak legs but rather poor balance. You might assume that because you've been walking your entire life, your balance must be fine. However, balance is not something that stays strong automatically. It declines over time unless you actively train it. Walking doesn't specifically engage the small stabilizing muscles in your feet, ankles, and core the way balance-focused exercises do. If your balance weakens, Even a small misstep can result in a serious fall that could take months or even years to recover from. Think about the last time you stood on one foot while putting on a sock or reached for something on a high shelf. Did you feel steady, or did you need to grab onto something? Many people don't notice their balance is declining until they have a near fall, leaving them shaken and more cautious with every step. That's exactly what happened to Edward, 76. He had always been active, but one day while stepping off a curb, he landed at an awkward angle and nearly fell. He caught himself just in time, but the incident made him realize how vulnerable he had become. His doctor advised him to start practicing simple balance exercises, like standing on one foot, shifting his weight side to side, and performing slow, controlled movements. Within weeks, he felt stronger, steadier, and more confident. Improving balance doesn't require a gym or special equipment. Simple movements, such as standing on one foot, walking heel to toe in a straight line, or practicing slow, controlled weight shifts, can significantly enhance stability. The benefits extend beyond just fall prevention. Better balance improves posture, sharpens reflexes, and enhances coordination, making every movement feel smoother and more controlled. If you want to check your balance, try this test. Stand near a counter for safety, lift one foot off the ground, and see if you can hold your balance for at least 10 seconds. If this is easy, your balance is in good shape. If you struggle, it's a sign that your balance needs work, and the sooner you start, the better. Balance is one of those things you don't think about until it becomes a problem. But by training it now, you can maintain your stability and independence for years to come. So if walking has been your only form of exercise, it's time to start prioritizing balance, because the best way to prevent a fall isn't just to stay active, it's to train your body to stay steady. Number 3, flexibility and mobility exercises to keep joints healthy. While walking helps keep your legs moving, it doesn't do much for flexibility, and that becomes increasingly important after 70. As you age, your joints naturally become stiffer, your range of motion decreases, and movements that once felt effortless can start feeling restricted. If you've noticed that turning your head feels tighter or bending down to tie your shoe has become more difficult, it's a sign that your flexibility is declining. And when mobility starts to diminish, so does independence. The problem is that many people don't recognize the importance of mobility until they start losing it. Walking alone doesn't stretch your muscles fully, nor does it engage all the movement patterns necessary for joint health. That's why experts now stress the need to include flexibility and mobility exercises in your routine. They help ensure you can continue daily activities without stiffness or discomfort. Think about the last time you reached into the backseat of your car or put on a jacket. Did it feel smooth, or did you notice stiffness? Many assume these small limitations are just part of aging, but they're actually caused by tightening muscles and connective tissues over time. Walter, 78, experienced this firsthand. Although he walked daily, he noticed getting out of bed felt stiffer, and he had to bend his knees more than usual to pick something up from the floor. His doctor explained that mobility loss wasn't just a result of aging. It happened when joints weren't used to their full range of motion. Walter then began incorporating gentle stretches, controlled movements, and joint exercises into his routine. Within weeks, he felt more limber, experienced less discomfort, and even noticed better posture. Improving flexibility doesn't mean sitting down and touching your toes for a few seconds. Simple dynamic stretches, controlled rotations, and yoga-inspired movements can make a huge difference. Exercises like neck rotations, shoulder rolls, knee-to-chest stretches, and ankle circles help keep joints lubricated and pain-free. Beyond reducing stiffness, maintaining flexibility has additional benefits: fewer aches and pains, better circulation, improved posture, and a lower risk of falls. To assess your flexibility, try this. Stand upright and slowly turn your head as far as you can to each side. Does the movement feel smooth, or do you notice tightness? If it feels restricted, your flexibility may be declining, and now is the time to take action. The good news is that mobility loss isn't inevitable. With just a few minutes of targeted stretching each day, you can keep your body feeling younger, more mobile, and pain-free for years to come. So if walking is your primary form of exercise, it's time to prioritize flexibility too. Keeping your joints loose and movement smooth is one of the best ways to maintain independence after 70. Number 4. Core and posture exercises to protect your spine. Walking helps keep your legs in motion, but it doesn't do much for your core strength or posture, both of which become essential as you age. A strong core isn't just about having toned abs. It plays a crucial role in maintaining stability, preventing back pain, and ensuring that your spine stays properly aligned. If your core muscles are weak, you may start experiencing lower back pain, balance issues, or a tendency to hunch forward while walking, all of which increase the risk of falls and joint strain over time. Most people don't think about the importance of posture until they start feeling aches and pains. If you've noticed yourself slouching more, experiencing stiffness in your lower back, or struggling to stand upright for long periods, it's likely that your core muscles aren't doing their job. Walking alone doesn't activate the deep stabilizing muscles in your abdomen and lower back, which is why experts recommend incorporating core and posture exercises into your routine. Take Harold, for example. At 75, he had always been active, but over the years, he noticed his shoulders rounding forward and his lower back feeling more strained. Even though he walked daily, his doctor explained that poor posture was putting unnecessary pressure on his spine and joints, leading to chronic stiffness and an increased risk of imbalance. To address this, Harold started including gentle core exercises in his routine, such as seated pelvic tilts, standing posture resets, and abdominal bracing. Within a few weeks, he felt less back pain, his posture improved, and even his breathing capacity increased. Core exercises don't require a gym or special equipment. Simple movements, like standing tall against a wall, engaging your lower abs while sitting, or practicing slow controlled rotations, can activate the deep muscles that keep your spine aligned. The benefits of a strong core go far beyond just posture. A well-engaged core improves balance, reduces joint strain, and even enhances digestion, as abdominal muscles play a role in supporting internal organs. If you want to test your core strength, try this. Stand with your back flat against a wall, ensuring that your head, shoulders, and hips are all touching the surface. Does it feel comfortable, or do you have to force yourself into the position? If maintaining good posture feels unnatural, your core may need strengthening, and the sooner you start, the better. Maintaining good posture and core strength is essential for staying active, avoiding injuries, and even preserving a youthful appearance. If walking has been your only form of exercise, now is the time to focus on the muscles that truly keep you upright and strong. Number 5. Joint protection and low-impact movements to reduce strain. Walking is an excellent way to stay active, but if it's your only form of exercise, it can place unnecessary stress on your joints, especially after 70. As the body ages, cartilage gradually wears down, the production of joint fluid decreases, and the ability to absorb shock diminishes. This is why many older adults begin experiencing knee stiffness, aching hips, or discomfort in their feet, even if they have maintained an active lifestyle for years. The problem isn't necessarily walking itself, but rather that walking alone does not provide the support that aging joints require. Many assume joint pain is just an inevitable part of getting older, but in reality, stiffness and discomfort accelerate when joints are not actively protected, because walking involves repetitive impact on the same joints over and over again. It can sometimes make matters worse instead of better. That's why medical professionals now emphasize that after 70, it's essential to balance walking with low-impact exercises that protect and strengthen the joints. Why walking alone isn't enough? Consider how you feel after a long walk. Do you feel refreshed and energized, or do you experience stiffness, aching joints, or lingering discomfort? If walking leaves you sore, it may be a sign that your joints are not getting the care they need. Take Raymond, for example, a 77-year-old who believed that walking daily was the best way to maintain his health. However, over time, he noticed that his knees felt stiff and his lower back began to ache. Initially, he thought it was just part of aging, but after speaking with his doctor, he learned that he needed to reduce the repetitive impact on his joints and incorporate gentler, joint-friendly movements instead. He began adding swimming, cycling, and flexibility-focused exercises into his routine. Within a few weeks, his pain significantly decreased, without having to stop being active altogether. The benefits of low-impact movements. Low-impact exercises help protect the joints by increasing circulation, improving lubrication, and strengthening the surrounding muscles. Unlike walking, which places repeated stress on the knees, hips, and feet, low-impact activities engage the body in ways that are gentler and more supportive. Here are some of the most effective low-impact exercises for joint health. Water exercises, swimming or water aerobics reduce strain on the joints while still providing resistance to strengthen muscles. Cycling. Riding a bike, whether stationary or outdoors, promotes mobility without the heavy impact of walking or running. Tai Chi. This gentle form of movement improves balance, flexibility, and coordination, while being incredibly easy on the joints. Chair-based exercises, seated movements, including leg lifts and gentle stretches, are excellent options for those with limited mobility. Stretching and yoga, these improve flexibility and joint mobility, reducing stiffness and discomfort over time. These activities do more than just relieve pain. They contribute to long-term joint health. When you take steps to protect your joints now, you ensure better mobility, less stiffness, and a greater range of motion for years to come. How to test your joint health. If you're unsure how your joints are holding up, try the simple test. Sit in a chair and slowly stand up without using your hands. Pay attention to how your knees and hips feel. Do they move smoothly, or do you experience stiffness and discomfort? If there's any difficulty, it's a sign that your joints need more care. Incorporating low-impact movements into your routine could make a significant difference in how you feel. Why protecting your joints matters. Maintaining strong, healthy joints isn't just about avoiding pain. It's about preserving your mobility, protecting your independence, and ensuring that every step you take feels effortless rather than painful. If you have been relying solely on walking as your primary form of exercise, it may be time to reevaluate your routine and include movements that help rather than harm. Final thoughts. The bigger picture of healthy aging. As we conclude, take a moment to reflect on the 5 essential priorities for staying active and independent after 70. 1. Strength training helps prevent muscle loss, keeps you strong, and reduces the risk of falls. 2. Balance and stability. Exercises enhances coordination, reducing the likelihood of dangerous falls. 3. Flexibility and mobility work. Keeps joints limber and movement smooth, preventing stiffness. 4th, core and posture. Strengthening protects the spine, improves balance, and reduces joint strain. 5. Joint protection and low-impact exercises preserves joint health and minimizes pain. Many people assume that getting older means slowing down. But the truth is, your body is still capable of improving at any age. Whether you need to work on strength, balance, flexibility, or posture, small adjustments to your routine can make a significant difference in how you move, feel, and function. The key is to start now. Muscle, balance, and joint health do not decline overnight. It happens gradually. The good news? This means you have the power to slow or even reverse these changes by taking proactive steps today. So which of these 5 areas do you need to focus on the most? Have you noticed changes in your strength, balance, or mobility? We'd love to hear from you. Leave a comment below sharing one insight you learned today and how you plan to implement it in your life. Your feedback is valuable to us. Reading your experiences motivates and encourages us to continue providing helpful content. If you enjoyed this video and found it beneficial, please like, subscribe, and share. Your support helps us create more informative and inspiring content. Thank you for watching, and we look forward to seeing you in the next video.